Hey everybody, it's James, welcome back. So today is a day of what I would consider monumental importance to myself. After waiting for almost 2 weeks at this point, I'm finally gonna be listening to BTS's new album, Love Yourself Tear. It is currently #1 on the Billboard 200. Cannot wait to do a full listen. I have heard Singularity about 8,000 times. My guy V getting a solo. Something about their solo songs just brings out something special for each of them. I have done a reaction to the Fake Love music video, and I'll be putting a link to that down in the description box so you guys can watch it. I have not heard the other 9 songs that are on the album, and I cannot wait to hear what they have in store for me. I loved Face Yourself. I'm just so pumped to hear what they have. Might be weird that I'm getting this excited to listen to some music, and I know a lot of you guys out there feel the same way. So without any further ado and ramblings from me, in the immortal words of Cowboy Bebop, let's jam. Alright guys, we're getting right into it with track #1, Singularity, the intro. So smooth. His voice is so controlled and related to this kind of R&B beat. Just buttery. And his voice is so unique compared to a lot of his contemporaries. He has a ton of range, but his tone just sits so naturally in this kind of smoky, deeper register. It's awesome. The deep sub bass that comes in during the chorus, it's like taking the best elements of contemporary pop but mixing it with sort of 90s R&B. This is very sensual music. He just rides the beat so well. Can't imagine anyone else singing this song. It just fits him so perfectly. The choreography for the video for this is kind of simple, but he dances it so well. I love the diversity of the background dancers that are in the music video as well. Not just Korean dancers, but it looks like all nationalities. Deep chords during this just ride. They don't end, they just kind of slink in the background there. So next we're gonna jump into track #2, which is Fake Love. Like I said, I have done a reaction to the music video for this that I'm gonna link in the description. However, I just can't not listen to part of it again. It's too good. So I just have to jump in and get just a little taste of it. So let's get into it. Beat comes in so hard, it's awesome. It's such a cool flow that RM's using. And then it comes in and it's just mainlining energy. Fake love. Alright guys, so after the little personal break, we're gonna go to track #3. It's called The Truth Untold. First song that I have not heard on the album yet, so I'm very excited. It also has Steve Aoki as a feature on it, so I'm excited to see what his production nuance will add to the song. So let's get right into track #3, The Truth Untold. Starting out with V. Those airy, deep vocals. It's so kind of quiet and peaceful and calm compared to what I expected it to be with Steve Aoki on it. Beautiful vocals from Jin here. Ooh, getting goosebumps. It's so different than what I expected it to be, but it's beautiful. Oh my god, I love the English. It sounds so sad, but I love it. Is that weird? I love the amount of time that each member is getting on here. It's so stripped compared to a lot of their recent stuff. Little heavier drums there. Some toms. Just background vocals layered. This last 30 seconds just keeping it on. Beautiful ending on that too. So that was absolutely nothing like I thought it would be, but probably one of my new favorites of theirs. It's just so different, so beautiful. So with that, we're gonna go into track #4, which is called 134340. No idea what that string of digits means, but hopefully it's something very unique and awesome. So is that child vocals. Kind of a little bit of R&B beat, but a little bit of kind of jazzy. Ooh, very jazzy. I love it. He's right at home with this kind of beat. It's almost 70s sounding. These drum switch-ups are just crazy. This is definitely a different sound from what we've heard recently. It's like going in a time capsule back 35, 40 years. Little pan flute, little Ron Burgundy going on. I love taking it out, having the synths just whoop, whoop in the background. Play that at a disco club. Again, just an immediate switch up from the Truth Untold. I love that they're just kind of throwing stuff all over the place. And for some, it might not seem coherent, stuff like that, but I find their use of different genres, instrumentation, stuff like that, fascinating. So next, we're going to go to track number 5. It's called Paradise. So starting with a little kind of trap hi-hats, drums in the back. Starting with Jungkook. Easy Way to My Heart. He has such a delicate, airy voice. Ooh, bringing in Jimin. Yes, yes. Heavy trap influence. Low-key banger for sure. Yes, RM. I love his ability to go in and out of flows in a verse. Suga just coming in, tearing it apart. It's just nasty. Bringing everyone together. Kind of a big finish to it. The way they can go previous tracks into that seamlessly, it blows my mind. So we're gonna go number 6 here. It's called Love Maze. Again, kind of a trap, but almost tropical beat in the background. Ooh, the runs on that vocal line. Just switching from Jin to Jungkook to Jimin. So seamless. They're giving RM a lot of first billing on the rap lines in each song. I love how in the same verse he goes from just spitting a mile a minute to slowing it down a little bit, almost talk rapping. Just every single song you can dance to, even if you're terrible at dancing. It's just so mesmerizing, it's hard to even say. J-Hope. Ooh, it sounded like there's a little auto-tune on that. Kind of the little bit gravelier voice on J-Hope here. He has kind of great ad-libs in the background. A very summery vibe. It'd work well being played in a car just driving. So that was a little more in line stylistically and tempo-wise with Paradise that came before it. I like that a lot. It wasn't one of my favorites so far, but I think after a couple listens it'll start climbing up there for me. So going to number 7, it's called Magic Shop. Starting with V again. Getting a lot of time to start in the front here. A little bit more down tempo. RM starting again. I love the way he interweaves English lyrics with Hangul and still makes it sound seamless. It's unbelievable. I love the tempo of this build-up right here. Bringing in slight drums in the background just to give you a sense of build-up. Beautiful vocals. Ooh, I love that drop. It's one of the heavier ones we've heard so far. It's such a beautiful vocal build-up to the chorus. And that drop again is so good. It's the juxtaposition of kind of the quiet nature of the build-up. Such a chill song. He tearing it up here. His voice goes so well with this kind of music. Just giving the instrumental here time to breathe is great. Love the harmony here, everyone together. Gives a sense of unity. Which they're all like brothers, so it makes complete sense. Very uplifting song, I love it. This end part during live shows is gonna be crazy. People just yelling back and forth with the vocals. So that one was great. I really loved the vocal delivery. I liked the different rap styles, tempos to it, and kind of the EDM influence with the drops and stuff like that was great. I really like that one, and I think that one's going to be one that I play a lot. Track number 8 we have next. It's called Airplane Part 2, which I'm really excited about. There was a song on J-Hope's solo release called Airplane, which is great, and I'm wondering if it'll be similar in style, or if it's part of a similar story, or if it's going to be something completely different. So it sounds like it's taking place in kind of a public place here, vocals in the background, people talking. This kind of piano parlor, piano line here. Ooh, way different than I thought it was going to be. Very Central South American inspired. Jimin sounds great on it. Almost Camila Cabello inspired. Havana. Ooh. I love the auto-tune effect on RM's voice. And then kind of the echoing background vocals, falsetto, it's great. The very staccato verse from RM here. If this isn't going to be a music video or a single, they are making a mistake, because it needs to be for the summer. This could be the next Havana, I'm telling you guys. Just listen to this hot summer night at a club. The script writes itself for a sexy video. Love J-Hope coming in here. The Caribbean-inspired instrumentation in the back. This is line delivery and stuff from Airplane. It's so awesome that it can interweave into a new song like this, just like it did in the original Airplane. I love that J-Hope's getting a lot of play on this song, because it's a follow-up to one of his solo songs. Stripping it back just to kind of the acoustic guitar. Ooh, baby. That one was definitely a surprise, and love what they did with it. So next we're going to go to track number 9. It's called Anpanman. Now I know that they've done live performances to this. It's kind of a single, so I'm interested to see what it sounds like. And I understand it's in reference to an anime character, so I might have to do a little digging into that. So let's see what Anpanman's all about. Interesting vocal effects calling out Anpanman. A little bouncier. The auto-tune effect on their voices with the beat is very contemporary hip-hop. It's almost in the style of a Fetty Wap, which I like. This weird descending scale of bass in the background during the chorus is very interesting. It's like do 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 do. Kind of stripped it back a little bit here for RM's verse, and he doesn't have effect on his voice, which is interesting compared to some of the other guys. I love that descending bass. And the vocal effect they have on V is like straight Fetty Wap, and it's fantastic. Ooh, that beat switch up with the claps. Giving the vocal line guys a little bit of shine here. This again has a little bit of an island feel to it. I am really curious to see what the lyric breakdown of this is like, and what Anpanman has to do with it. So that was Anpanman, which is very interesting. I had no idea what it was going to sound like going into it. Just overwhelming Fetty Wap vibes. Kind of sing-songy, auto-tuned crooning in the background. I like that one a lot. So going into number 10, it's called So What. A little bit more of a dance EDM beat in the background here. A little bit toned back, but vocal affected voice there. Okay, so a little more driving beat, a little more like Run as a comparison. So starting off, not one of my favorites so far, but a good rap verse can always help uplift it, and that is exactly what J-Hope is doing here. Ooh, I love the English. Yeah, even them saying run reminds me tremendously of Run. Yeah, this reminds me almost of maybe Usher or Chris Brown. One of the best rappers in the game right now, I'm telling you guys. So even if I'm not like super loving it, it's still so fun, so energetic that you wouldn't skip it. You'd still stay with it. It's still enjoyable. I'm sure it'd be really fun live, just people jumping around. Ooh, great falsetto runs here at the end. Ooh, stripping it back to some violins here. Interesting. Bringing it down a little bit, probably to go seamlessly into the outro. Not, like I said, not one of my favorites. Perhaps it'll grow on me going into the future. Some of their older stuff from their first couple albums and mini albums, I wasn't a huge fan of because it was in kind of stark contrast to what some of their newer stuff sounded like. But going back to it and listening a couple times, you get a little bit more appreciation for what they were doing. And I think that might end up being what this is like. Finally, and wrapping it up sadly, is track number 11. It's the outro, which is called Tear. I love their intros and outros. They're so unique. So without any further ado, sadly, but joyously, let's listen to track number 11, outro Tear, and finish consuming what has been so far a fabulous album. Starting with this piano. This kind of modulated recessive vocal is pretty common to some of their outros. Ooh! Was not expecting that at all. Love it. It's so dirty. And they can go so hard when they want to. It's unbelievable. It's like, why would you listen to SoundCloud rap when you can listen to this? And people might scoff at me, but that's fine. I love the outro is just focusing on such a nasty beat, and the rap line guys, I'm sure, are just gonna tear it apart. Bringing in J-Hope with a little bit of singing here, which I'm sure is gonna transition right into his verse. Yes, yes. Something I will be playing very frequently, very loudly. Multiple subwoofers going for sure. Yes. You can tell the influence they get from American hip-hop culture. But I would argue it's done almost better in almost every case. Yes. We'll switch up to the little more melodic sections of it. It's almost like it ramped up from the beginning of the album with more vocal line stuff, a little bit softer, and then it just ramped up with the amount of rap influence on it. The way they're using the auto-tune effect on their voices is great. It's not overpowering. Finishing it off strong. Catch your breath, you deserve it. Just non-stop adrenaline, hip-hop right to my heart. Like I said, sadly that finishes it off. I cannot be more excited about what I heard. Like most of their stuff, I need to hear it several more times, which I will be on constant repeat, to get a little more of the nuance to it. A very, very tight 11-track album. I think that's a perfect length. I wouldn't really take anything off. So What was probably my least favorite, but it still served its purpose in the album. And I loved how it went from that, where it kind of personally brought me down a little bit, and then went to the outro, which just blew me away. This thing is fantastic. I would give it probably a 9.5 out of 10. I mean, they could have done a couple different things that might have made it a little bit better for me, but I guess being a fanboy, I'm gonna like it regardless of the general quality of it. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I really got a kick out of it, and maybe this can be a little bit of a bridge for people that haven't heard of them or have heard of them a little bit, but this gives them a little more idea of what they are actually like. If you guys want to see me do any more album listens, let me know in the comments below of stuff you might like to hear me listen to. And as always, guys, if you'd like to like, comment, subscribe, share, I'd love it. Have a great rest of your day.